Hello everyone and welcome to another Unreal Tournament 2003 VTM. This time around we're going to be taking a look at the new Matinee feature set available inside of Unreal Ed and how we can use it to actually create movies. Now, you can kind of look at this as being Matinee 1, the first of a two-part series covering everything that we can do in regards to creating movies. The idea of this particular VTM is to keep things on the simple side. By the time you get to the end, you will understand how to generate basic movies. Now, my name is Jason Busby, also known as Buzz, from 3DBuzz.com and MasteringUnreal.com. And today I am being joined with Mr. Logan Frank, also known as Jayhawk, also of 3DBuzz.com and MasteringUnreal.com. How's it going today, Logan?
Going good.
All right, so today your job is to sit there and help me make sure everybody understands Matinee with absolutely no problem, right?
That's right.
And it's also to make sure I walk a nice, tight rope and I don't start sidetracking here and there, and because once we start creating movies, man, there's so many different directions we can go in, wouldn't you say?
Right, and so many things that it ties into.
Exactly. So, got to be kind of careful here. We don't want me to kind of get off on a tangent and this turn into a 40-hour VTM that's going to take you an entire work week to watch. That wouldn't be a good thing. The idea is to make this productive and get you up and going, like I said a second ago. So, Logan, let's go ahead and start out simple. What is Matinee?
Matinee is a contained system used for, first, controlling a camera, and also for tying in other elements of a scene into a final movie.
Awesome. So, now I've seen movies in the past done in Unreal, an Unreal Tournament. I mean, how were they able to do these in the past if Unreal Ed back then did not have Matinee?
It depended on the level of the movie. If it was just like a cutscene or an entrance to a level, it could have been done with just actors and properties.
Okay.
Some of the actual movies that were released were designed using tools built by the community.
So custom tools that were created.
That's right.
So now you're telling me I can go out and purchase the product, Unreal Tournament 2003, install it, and boom, I have Matinee right here. I can start making my own movies.
That's right. Unreal Ed 3 comes with Matinee.
Cool. Now, one of the things that a beginner out there might be thinking is, well, to generate my own, I guess you could look at this as being like animated movies, right?
That's right.
Do I have to own or know a 3D animation package?
No, to set up movies, there's enough content in the game to build anything you want, really.
So there's all sorts of animations out there. There's all sorts of music files, sounds,
right.
etc.
For learning it and setting it up, there's plenty to learn about.
But fortunately, Maya, the PLE edition, does ship with the game, and so if you want to, you can start generating your own content inside of Maya and bringing that content over here into Unreal Ed, and at that point, you really just kind of blow the lid off the whole thing because then the sky's the limit.
Right, you can put together anything you want.
Very, very cool. As a matter of fact, what I'm going to do here in just a second is I'm going to show everybody one of the movie files that actually ships with Unreal Tournament 2003. We'll take a look at that and show you all of the different things that you can do. Then I'm going to turn around and I'm going to show you a very, very simple scene that we set up. When I say simple, I mean we're talking a whopping 5, maybe 6 seconds long. But the idea is we're pulling a whole bunch of different elements all into this one scene, and then we're going to walk through later in this VTM putting the entire thing back together again, and then at that point you guys can take that knowledge and go out and generate scenes that are a whole lot longer. But I just wanted to say that the pieces that we're going to be using, the characters were actually created in 3ds Max. They were textured with Photoshop. Then the characters were brought over into Motion Builder, and animation was applied. As a matter of fact, it was mocap animation. Then it was brought back over into 3ds Max, and then finally with Actor X it was exported out so that we could then bring it into Unreal Ed and then use it inside our animated movie, if you will, or inside of Matinee. So if you really think about it, if you have access to these tools, I mean, you could start generating your own full-featured film if you wanted to.
Right. I mean, at that point, you can make it look like it's not even a game anymore. It can be based off all your own custom content.
Exactly. So with that, let's go ahead and start out by first taking a look at this movie that I was just talking about. This is if you go into single player, create a profile, and actually start the game from that point, you'll get to see this movie. Now, a lot of people that I've talked to before have never played the single player, so they may have never seen this movie file. And even if you have, this just kind of allows us to point a few things out. So I've got the file actually opened right now. And you can see we kind of got a crowd going on, and there's a whole lot of things. There's not much I can really talk about at the moment until we start getting into some of the things that, kind of encompasses the entire Matinee world. So let's just go ahead and play this map. So go ahead and let it load up. We're not going to do any cutting and all that good stuff right now. We're just going to keep it all in one straight session. Okay, so here it is, and it's going to load up. Check this out now. It's going to start fading in. We've got some characters in the scene. Look at this. We've got some particle action. We've got the camera swinging around with different camera cuts. We've got our own custom models here, very detailed models.
How do I look?
Not as good as me, baby.
And not as good as me, babies. Well, and we also have audio that's being triggered. I mean, we've got a lot of different things going on right here. I mean, this is just fantastic. Another fade up.
Well, fans, here we are for another edition of
Announcers, a crowd that's going berserk.
A tournament where the winners become gods and the losers pay the ultimate price.
Well, I'll tell you what, this is a good place to practice your cinematography skills.
There they are. Once they were rivals, but now they're one of the fiercest teams around.
That's right. Nothing beats experience, and each one of these three brings loads of it to the table.
Look at Malcolm. Now there's a guy who can really keep his cool in a firefight.
Boy, he just made her day.
He's as dangerous to ladies outside the ring as he is to his foes inside.
I love watching Lauren. She's such a little bundle of energy.
Yeah, right. You like watching Lauren for her energy.
Now here kind of a mood shift, if you want to call, you could call it the bad guys. Translation: I want meat. Effects, a little slow-mo effect, nice camera pan, more effects, back into the music, custom animation, custom sounds, one dork thrown into the mix. You always got to have one, right? Jumping right into the middle of everything. See? What'd I tell you? That's okay. He gets his. Free ticket to the moon. Here it comes. Smack. Little camera shake again.
Did you see that?
I'll tell you, Jim, that's Lawrence. He just has no respect for his fans.
More camera shake. Giant yellow chicken beating on the stairs.
Malcolm in their last match.
Yeah, I think he's looking for a little payback.
Yep, it should be a good one tonight.
Since Malcolm and his team are the reigning champs, they get to choose tonight's arena.
Looks like it's going to be Delendra Icefields.
I mean, that just looks fantastic.
Oh, yeah. I love this arena. Malcolm does really well here. Tonight's match ought to be a real bloodbath.
Okay, that's it. We got to stop recording now and start playing Unreal Tournament. That's all
no
there is
kidding.
to it. That really just gets me pumped every time. I mean, that's incredible, though.
Right, I mean, that's so much much more above and beyond just a simple cutscene. It's a full movie almost.
It sure is. I mean, if you've got the time, you've got the skill, especially in regards to other applications. Let's go ahead and come back inside of Unreal Ed here. I mean, you can literally, you can create your own movies, your own animated movies, basically. I mean, you guys see now, we just sent that out so that you're watching it, being played back in video on your computer format. We could have taken it out to TV if we wanted to, or whatever, but you get the idea. So right here is that actual scene that we just got finished watching. I mean, if I came in here right now and went ahead and made this whole thing live, see our crowd's going crazy, and we got a lot of stuff going on in here. A lot of Unreal scripted sequences I can see as well. A lot of scene managers, a lot of different things for us to talk about here. Let's go ahead and turn that back off. So, well, we'll start breaking down all of these different pieces here in a second. One of the things I do want to do is go ahead and show you Matinee. So I'm just going to simply come over here and click on Move, and this is going to open up Matinee. And this is it. And basically, if you want to really start breaking it down, make it nice and simple, it works like this. You have a scene manager. Okay, so within the scene manager, it kind of serves as a container, if you will. Inside the scene manager, you get to specify if there's going to be, the letterbox effect. You get to specify the name, along with a few other things. But the scene manager's job is to go about holding action. So let's go ahead and select one of the scene managers here. come over here to actions, and you can see we have a series of actions. And we've got a dedicated lesson both to the scene manager actions and sub-actions, but I'm just kind of giving you a quick overview. So we've got actions right here, and in some of these actions, they kind of serve as containers as well. They contain sub-actions. So like right here, we can see we have an S, so we can go ahead and come over here to sub-actions, and we can see that we have a series of sub-actions. So in this particular map, there's a lot going on.
Right, I mean, you've got all the particle systems in the background, the different sound effects, the announcers, the actual characters themselves animating, and
all this stuff's
so
got to
on.
be timed, it's got to be triggered properly. I mean, there's just a lot going on. And speaking of triggering, that is pretty cool about this particular VTM. You guys are going to get some bonus material, if you will. In order for us to put together the final movie, which is something I'm going to open up here in just a second, which is, again, like I said, it's a very simple one, 5-6 seconds long. But in order for me to put it all together, we're going to have to introduce you guys to Unreal scripted sequences and scripted triggers. So that kind of goes a little bit outside the scope of Matinee, but it's definitely something very powerful and very cool to learn.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Okay, so let's go ahead, Logan, and I want to go ahead and open up. Let's just come in here and open up that real quick scene. Okay, so here it is that we're going to be putting together a little bit later on. Basically, what we've got is two different characters in the scene. They're going to be doing a little, well, I won't say they. One of them will be doing a little bit of fighting action. The other one will be on the receiving end. And we'll have a little bit of music thrown in there. We'll have some sound effects thrown in there. We'll be using some of the things available inside of Unreal Ed, the shipping product itself, or Unreal Tournament, that is, including, you'll notice right now we've got a slightly edited version of a map that ships with the game. We'll be using that. We'll be using some edited sounds as well. So let's just go ahead and take a look at what this particular map's going to look like. So we'll go ahead and load it back up right here. Again, remember, this is very quick. Oh, yeah. Let me finish her statement off there. Oh, yeah, that was very short. You just got finished watching this beautiful movie that I'm sure took them quite a while to put together, or, it took a little bit of time. And now you get our little quick 3-second, 5-second scene that we put together in about an hour or so. But the idea, again, is we're going to walk through this piece by piece and we reconstruct it. As a matter of fact, we'll even start as far back as 3ds Max, where we'll take the character from there, show you the animation, and then show you how to get it from there all the way over to this. Let's take a look at it one more time. So some pretty smooth looking animation going on. Nice little kick, whack. Little tumble, little camera cut, fade in, fade out. I think that's going to be pretty good if we get all this across and everybody has absolutely no problem following it. Everybody should be equipped to start generating some pretty cool movies.
That's right.
So let's go ahead and jump out of this and come back into Unreal Ed. And again, same thing as we saw a few minutes ago. We come over here into Matinee. In this particular case, we've got only one scene manager in there. We do have a series of actions, and with some of these actions, there are, of course, sub-actions. So with that, I guess we'll go ahead and get started, and we'll start out first talking about the scene manager.